What drives someone to walk away from success, spotlight, and everything they've worked for? In this video, we're exploring the lives of remarkable men and women who left behind fame, fortune, and public acclaim to follow a deeper spiritual calling. From actors and athletes to models at the top of their game, each chose a path that led them to religious life, whether in a monastery, convent, or through the priesthood. Their journeys are powerful reminders that sometimes the greatest success isn't found in the spotlight but in surrender. Let's dive in. Shelley Pennefather was a standout basketball star born in 1966, best known for her record-shattering college career at Villanova University. She became the all-time leading scorer with 2,408 points, earned Big East Player of the Year honors 3 times, and took home the prestigious Wade Trophy in 1987. After graduation, she went on to play professionally in Japan, signing a high-paying contract worth $200,000, a rare feat for women's basketball at the time. But just a few years into her professional career, everything changed. In 1991, at the age of 25, Shelley felt an undeniable call to a different kind of greatness. She gave up her career, fame, and wealth to join the Poor Clares, a cloistered order of nuns in Alexandria, Virginia. Taking the name Sister Rose Marie, she embraced a life of silence, simplicity, and prayer. By 1997, she had taken her final vows and disappeared from the public eye, dedicating her life entirely to God. Founder of Domino's Pizza and once owner of the Detroit Tigers, Tom Monahan built a billion-dollar empire and lived a lavish life, complete with a private jet, luxury cars, and even a Frank Lloyd Wright-designed office. But in the late 1990s, after a deep Catholic reawakening, he began to see it all as a distraction from his faith. Inspired by the lives of the saints, he sold nearly all his luxury possessions, including the Tigers, and pledged to use his wealth for Catholic causes. In 2003, he founded Ave Maria University in Florida and focused on supporting pro-life and educational efforts. Monahan's life became a testament to radical detachment and devotion to building God's kingdom on earth. One of Colombia's top models and telenovela actresses, Amada Rosa Perez graced magazine covers, walked the biggest runways, and was a rising Latin American star. But after experiencing a mysterious facial paralysis and inner emptiness, she disappeared from the public eye. Years later, she reappeared, dressed modestly and wearing a rosary, declaring she had chosen a life of Catholic faith, prayer, and chastity. She openly rejected the vanity and superficiality of fame, saying she no longer lived for applause but for God. Today, she dedicates her life to evangelization, speaking out on modesty, purity, and true joy through Christ. Born into Russian aristocracy in 1896, Catherine Doherty fled the Bolshevik Revolution and eventually became a glamorous socialite in Canada. But the opulence and social prestige couldn't silence the call she felt toward radical gospel living. In the 1930s, she gave up her wealth, took a private vow of poverty, and began serving the poor in inner-city Toronto. She later founded Madonna House Apostolate, a lay Catholic community rooted in simplicity, hospitality, and devotion. Catherine's life of sacrifice, silence, and love became a powerful example of how even the most privileged can be transformed by faith. Anne Russell Miller was a wealthy socialite born in San Francisco during the 1920s. The widow of Nestlé executive Richard Miller, she inherited a substantial fortune and lived a life filled with luxury and high society. But after raising 10 children, she made an extraordinary decision. At age 61, she gave away her wealth, sold her homes, and entered the Carmelite monastery of St. Embracing a cloistered life, she took vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. From 1989 until her passing in 2021 at the age of 92, Anne lived in silence and prayer, completely removed from the world that once admired her. Olala Oliveros was a prominent model and actress in Spain, well known for her glamorous career. In 2014, following a profound spiritual encounter during a pilgrimage to the shrine of Our Lady of Fatima in Portugal, an experience sparked by a powerful earthquake, she felt deeply called to religious life. Despite initially dismissing the idea as absurd, the vision of herself as a nun wouldn't go away. Eventually, she left behind the spotlight and joined the semi-cloistered Order of St. Michael. Today, she is known as Sister Alala del Mar, having chosen a path of faith, humility and devotion over fame and fortune. Dolores Hart was a rising star in Hollywood, famously starring alongside Elvis Presley in Loving You and appearing in Where the Boys Are. But at just 24 years old, she made a surprising choice, leaving behind her acting career in 1963 after visiting the Abbey of Regina Laudis in Connecticut. That visit sparked a spiritual awakening that led her to become a Benedictine nun. Despite a promising future in film and a fiancé who hoped she'd stay, she entered the monastery and took the name Mother Dolores. In 1970, she became the prioress and continued a quiet life of service and reflection. Her journey was later featured in the Emmy-nominated documentary God is the Bigger Elvis. Grant Desmé was one of baseball's rising stars, earning MVP honors in the Arizona Fall League after a breakout 2009 season. But in 2010, at just 23 years old, he shocked fans by walking away from a promising career to join a monastery. A wrist injury that sidelined him for a year gave him time to reflect, and he felt God was calling him to something deeper. He entered St. Michael's Abbey in California and became a member of the Norbertine Order, taking the name Father Matthew. During his time in religious formation, he taught and coached. In 2018, however, he discerned a new calling to marriage and returned to the baseball world, forever changed by his spiritual journey. French volleyball captain Ludovic Douay led his team, Saint-Nazaire, to a historic championship in 2024. But shortly after that golden set victory, he announced he was stepping away from the sport at age 32. Though raised Catholic, it was during the pandemic lockdowns that his faith began to deepen. A connection with the Canons Regular of La Grasse near Narbonne inspired him to pursue a religious life. In May 2024, he entered the abbey as a postulant, leaving behind fame, fans, and the financial rewards of professional sports. Today, Douay is on a path toward priesthood, seeking a quieter life rooted in spiritual service. Claire Crockett, born in 1982 in Derry, Northern Ireland, was a lively and ambitious teenager who dreamed of becoming a star. She began landing television roles as a teen and had opportunities with major networks like Nickelodeon. But everything changed during a Holy Week retreat in Spain, when, on Good Friday, a moment of prayer led her to a profound spiritual experience. At 18, she joined the Servant Sisters of the Home of the Mother, taking the name Sister Claire Maria. She dedicated her life to joyful service in Spain, the US, and Ecuador, always accompanied by her guitar and contagious smile. Tragically, she died in 2016 during a deadly earthquake in Ecuador. Philip Mulrin once wore the jerseys of Manchester United and Norwich City, representing Northern Ireland on the international stage with 27 caps. But in 2008, at the age of 30, he stepped away from professional soccer. Raised Catholic, he had long felt the stirrings of a spiritual call. After retiring, he devoted time to charity work and studied philosophy at Queen's University Belfast. In 2009, he entered the Pontifical Irish College in Rome to begin formation for the priesthood. He later joined the Dominican Order and was ordained a priest in 2017. Now known as Father Philip, he serves as a chaplain, offering spiritual support while drawing from his past as a professional athlete. Chase Hilgenbrink was a rising soccer talent from Illinois who found success playing in Chile and with the New England Revolution. But at just 26, after years of competing at a high level, he walked away from the game in 2008. Feeling drawn to a higher purpose, he entered Mount St. Mary's Seminary in Maryland to study for the priesthood. Ordained in 2014 for the Diocese of Peoria, he became Father Chase. His final professional match was played just before making this life-altering decision. Today, he serves as a parish priest and vocations director, helping guide others who feel called to serve. Andrea Jaeger was one of tennis's youngest superstars, reaching the world's #2 ranking as a teenager and winning 10 singles titles. But injuries and disillusionment with the cutthroat world of professional sports led her to walk away from the game at just 19. Using her prize money, she launched the Little Star Foundation to support children battling cancer. Though raised in a non-religious home, her early interest in faith grew stronger over time. She earned a degree in theology and in 2006 joined the Dominican Sisters, taking the name Sister Andrea. Her life now revolves around service and healing, far from the stadiums where she once reigned.